Hey, Lo-Ryders, it's me, Lois. Happy Saturday. I'm here looking a hot mess, but it's okay. I'm here to talk about Kenneth Lee and all this nonsense online and going after Marques and all this bullcrap he keep placing on Marques. Kenneth, that is your insecurity. You are insecure, period, because you know Latricia is not as into you as you're into her. Okay, number one, you're probably a big doof. Okay, if anything, if that picture of you dancing is anything about how you act in real life, you're a big doofus. Okay, let's just be real clear. And you think because you're big and you have muscles and you work out that it's okay to disrespect Latrice and Marquez's children, Latricia or whatever the flippin' dip her name. Sorry, Latrice. Shout out to Latrice, whoop whoop. But you walking around on the internet every single time some woman says something you don't like, you go off on a tailspin. And I'm not sure why you going off on a tailspin. Those are not your children. I don't give a flipping dip what you say, how you want to slice it. Those are not your children. Those are Marquez and Latricia's children, period. Okay, and for you to be so angry about the fact that this man wants to spend time with his children because he left the state because alleged, and in my opinion was some actual and factual, you were already bleeping his motherfucking wife, and that's why he left the state. That's the word on the motherfucking street. Okay, because what we heard from the beginning, if anybody was paying attention, that man was still in the house, and then he moved upstairs or something. I don't know what kind of household they had, but he moved upstairs. What you was sneaking in and out and whatnot you was doing with this woman, we don't know. But then you want to insinuate that these are your children, just like you did with that other woman's child. Those are not your children. You don't have any children. You're not even a stepfather, okay? You're a side piece playing a baby daddy, okay? You're a fucking wannabe. Yes, you are. You're a fucking wannabe, Kenneth. Okay? You are not those kids' daddy. And then you get online and you disrespect and disparage their daddy like they're not old enough to see what you're putting on the goddamn internet, which shows you have a lack of respect for his children. Number one, especially his daughter, because she's a girl child. She's going to be a woman. Okay? And that you don't give a flipping dip about what Latricia says, if she says anything at all, because I don't believe she says anything where she should be saying anything. She should have checked you from the gate about talking about her children and the children's father. If they have a problem, you allow them to work that out. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You don't have a nickel in that quarter. What you need to be asking yourself is, while Marquez was in Atlanta for those 3 or however many years, alleged, in my opinion, was some actual and factual, that he was in Atlanta, why in the flipping dip didn't Latricia file for a divorce at that time? Because she could have clearly claimed abandonment. But I don't believe that man abandoned her. I believe they had some sort of conversations, and that's why she kept holding on to that damn marriage, and she ain't say, fuck it. Everything she's doing now is only for show, because you're propping her up, and you're telling her to say this and do this, and that's alleged, and in my opinion, with a lot of actual and factual, because she does not appear to be the type of woman that is very open with talking about anything until she's confronted directly head on. And even in that instance, she does not give you the real, because we saw how she lied about going to Martell's house when she was asked a direct question. She lied severally. Okay, but then she want to wait to the girls' trip to call herself trying to hurt Melody. Melody is over Martell. Okay? But you, Kenneth Lee, you seem to have a problem with letting other men be men, because you think because I'm a big dude that I can intimidate him into being a little dude. Okay, Marquez is a little dude. And yes, he is sensitive. A lot of men are sensitive. My husband is sensitive. Okay, my husband is 6'4" and sensitive as fuck. Okay? He can cry at the drop of the hat. If anything happened to me, his children, his grandchildren, or his family, sisters, brothers, or anybody, aunts, uncles, there's going to be some goddamn emotion there. Real men have emotions, okay? But you are on the internet like a little Mitch Every time some woman says something, and especially a black woman, says something you don't like, you go on a fucking rant. For what? Those are not your goddamn kids. Okay? Let that man be a daddy to his kids. And if what he said is true, that you pulled out a pow-pow when he came to see his children, then you a punk-ass Mitch. You a punk-ass Mitch for doing that. Because now you're sitting around talking about, well, we let him and we this and we that. No, because based on your words, it sounds like every time you have a conversation with the women on the internet, you're sending some form of THREAT to Marques. And we don't like that. Shout out to Marques. Woo woo. We don't like that. Because you are not organically allowing this to play out now that Marques knows the deal about what y'all were trying to do and paint him as a bad daddy, and the son is hip to what's going on. That they're trying to place you and Latricia and the producers are trying to put words in this young man's mouth about his daddy. And he ain't playing about his daddy. Okay? I'm going to need you to sit the fuck back, allow that man to be with his children and mind your damn business. And all that hugging and shit that you said you was doing, I'm not in agreement with that either. Because that's a little bit too much, okay? To me, it appears like, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that out there. And that's a legend, in my opinion, with some actual and factual. That's what it appears to be like me. Why are you so into someone else's children that you can't even think straight when you get on the internet and then you start blowing your motherfucking top? Okay? You act like a little child is what you do. You walk around with all these big muscles, trying to intimidate people, so forth and so on. And you ain't intimidating nobody but Latricia. She the only one seem to be intimidated by you. Marques ain't scared of you. Because he already know, and he already stated it. Alleged, in my opinion, with some actual and factual. He know you can kick his ass, but that's not going to stop him from standing up. And that's not going to stop him from standing up for his children. Those are his babies. No matter how you slice it, how you dice it, those are his goddamn children. They're never going to be your children. And until you realize that you are not that father, you are just a guy who stepped in to play daddy, then you're still going to be going on these rants until you get your shit together and recognize that he is those children's daddy. You are not going to get your shit together. You are never going to have your shit together. You're going to be on the internet crying and whining and trying to get everybody to agree with you. And stop calling us niggas on the internet. We don't like that. Okay, you might not be saying niggas, you saying ninjas, but it's the same goddamn thing. You a black man calling other black women and men ninjas. Okay, stop doing that. Stop talking about their daddy like that. Stop calling him a ninja. Okay, because you a BAN for calling this man every name but the child of God, every name but what his name is. You're getting on my nerves because you're acting like a little Mitch. You walking around here crying, trying to pretend you such a tough guy and all this, but in the same breath you're saying, I'm such a gentle giant, I'm so tender, and I'm so this, and I'm so that. You're full of shit is what you are. You're full of shit. You know those children were in their daddy's lives, and daddy was in those children's lives, but you and Latricia, or you, decided you wanted to paint a portrait of what you want the world to see, and the world already sees, because we follow Marques and we see what he's doing and what he's about and stuff like that. All we see is you posing in the goddamn camera showing us your muscles. That's it. Except a couple of creepy pictures we've seen with you and Marquez's daughter and you and that other woman's daughter. You're a big old creep. That's what you are. And in my opinion, you're a fucking monster. And that's all I got to say about it, Kenneth Lee. Get your shit together. Let that man be in his children's lives. And don't sit here and try to convince us, black women, mothers, grandmothers, aunties, wives, sisters, that this is not what you're doing. Because we can see it. It's written all over your face. Okay, when you and Latricia and Marques meet up. And it's written in your words when you get on the internet. On the internet spouting all that bullshit about Marques. Shout out to Marques again. Whoop, whoop. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Marques on the next season and being present and there for his children. And you better not block that shit, because we watching you. I got my eye on you, bucko. That's it, Lo-Ryders. Let's get down in the comments and talk about it, because Kenneth Lee is getting on my damn nerves, because he's trying to pretend that he is the greatest man since sliced bread. He's really giving me Martell Hope vibes, but in a giant sort of way. You know, shut the fuck up. You ain't got to talk about it, Kenneth. Just be about it, okay? Do what you do and shut the fuck up. Lo-Ryders and subscribers, family and friends, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it with your neighbors. Share it with your family, your friends, and your enemies, because you know enemies are our best fans. And I will see you guys in the next video. Wakanda forever. Mwah. Peace.